and welcome everybody. How's it going? My name is Alexander, also known as Sanderievits.
And I'm Yuri, also known as Starlord.
Together we are going to continue the ongoing playthrough of Doom Eternal main campaign on ultra-violence difficulty, as well as commentating from both sides when it comes to the gameplay stuff, the story stuff, the thing that we liked mechanically wise, the design, well, aesthetics, and all of that. Additionally, we are going to emphasize from our part that those episodes are directly uploaded to YouTube, ignoring the live stream, so to speak, because we cannot sadly compete with those hyped streamers that are more or less absorbing all of the free viewers on Twitch. So on that note, we are still going to be playing some of the new releases, but off stream and uploading them directly on our YouTube channel. At least when it comes to YouTube channel views and reception, those episodes were a positive one, and we are glad because of it and continue to do it from this point and moving onwards. Additionally, in terms of quality, we have upped, not that long time ago, the resolution with which you can watch those episodes, and when it comes to these game settings, you can show to them by pressing key button. We are practically playing on everything on high when it comes to the video settings. You can scroll down and they will be able to see like high stuff, even though we tweaked some of those parameters, because by default some of them actually went to the ultra settings, and when it comes to our personal preference, we did not see that much of a difference comparing ultra to high settings, so this is why we lowered it down a bit, if that's make any sense. Got anything more to add?
Yeah, about those settings, I mean, we went with high, we usually gonna stick with high, we are not gonna go overboard on ultra, and one of the reasons is because, well, we could have played on ultra should we not need to record it, but since we are also recording it, we decided to go with high because to not overload our system, so to speak. And additionally, like about the fact why did we still continue on recording and playing Doom Eternal, even though we cannot like compete when it comes to live streaming. Our channel goes like this: we pick a game and we play. Well, for the most part, we try to play it from start to finish. We are not gonna play, and then stop and not play anymore. That stuff may happen when it comes to online games that have no end game goal, but single player will try to go from start to finish. So you can at least rely on the fact that we are going to be beating those games that we are picking to stream or play off stream.
Yep. And I think it's enough chit-chatting and introduction. Let's jump straight back into the campaign and continue where we previously left off. Along the way, we are going to be commentating on the stuff that you might find interested. For instance, in this level, we had encountered the new mechanic for Doom game. Yep. For Doom game, at least, it has not been present in any of Doom installments, older ones or new ones, and it's actually as bad as it can get in my point of view in first-person shooters. Don't get me wrong, games like Duke Nukem 3D, or other versions call it Total Meltdown, excuse me, or Blood, they also had this swimming, but even back then it wasn't that great to begin with. So it's basically was utilized for you to find a passage and go forward throughout your mission. I am still on the fence discussing like its usefulness, like if in the future the developers, either in Doom or in game, are going to implement underwater enemies, because I believe in some of the Quakes underwater enemies was present. It was actually in the Quake that we haven't played, in the
Quake 1.
In the Quake 1.
Actually, in Quake 2, the PC version of Quake 2, you have underwater enemies.
Yeah.
And as far as I remember, one thing that I just jumped for the reason.
Okay, immediately, while my brother is going to get rid of those smaller groups of enemies, I'm going to comment on some stuff that those of you who have played previous Doom 2016 are going to find this game a little bit more challenging, at least in the initial missions. Why exactly this had occurred? Well, pretty much it's a combination of several factors, one of them being that developers have limited the total number of ammunition that your character is going to have in this game by a half. Basically, in the previous Doom installment, Doom 2016 that is, when you fully upgraded your super shotgun, you will get like 15 shells, and in this game we have already fully upgraded the super shotgun, and not super shotgun, the total amount of maximum ammunition, and sadly you are going to get only 25. So in terms of maximum amount of health or armor, the thing stayed the same as your previous version. But when it comes to ammunition, this is going to force you by default to utilize more weapons. To be not only because of the lack of extra ammunition stuff, but also because enemies in this game have blatantly obvious weak spots, which the game tell you with the help of the tutorial. For instance, I can give you an example. Hell Knights are weak to not the super shotgun, the chain gun. You can pretty much stagger them, as well as Baron of Hells, and you can utilize this to your advantage for you to be able to. And my brother just unlocked the secret, which we tried to get to at the end of previous video that we had recorded. We had already uploaded it on YouTube. But yeah, nonetheless, this has done on purpose, so you would have to use more weapons, especially those that you haven't used before, to be able to get rid of the enemy's weak spots, to exploit their weak points to your full capacity, so to speak.
Yeah, basically when it comes to this secret, I had a feeling that we've missed something, a strong feeling actually, and it turns out that we actually did miss a stuff.
Yeah, we basically have not been able to spot the switch that had unlocked the iron bar gates for us to pass and eventually collect this sentinel battery. But the thing is that when it comes to... Oh, we actually have to do it again, have to destroy the statue and unlock this iron bar gate. When it comes to the next thing that you might find yourself a little bit on this side of things that you'll have to get accustomed to is extra mobility. Straight from the get-go you will get double jump from the previous game, but not only that, you are also going to get your double dashing ability. I believe it's either in the second or third mission. And this is going to be helpful and useful because you will get the case in point that enemies in this game, older ones and some of the new ones, they are more aggressive, more agile, more fast, and they have the new attacks, which if you were to rely on previous tactics that worked for you before, you will find that you will eventually get overrun. So you have to adapt on the fly, so to speak. And it might get a little bit frustrating for you, especially with a sort of a quote-unquote nerf with the chainsaw as well. You will not have the same amount of fuel for the chainsaw. And I think we had watched previously that cutscene, so
Yeah, so
much...
I skipped it because we watched it.
But the cutscene tell you about how the Slayer got his power for
Absorbing HP
and ammunition from enemies. Alright, so even with the chainsaw, like, I can elaborate more on the chainsaw, how it worked previously in Doom 2016, how it is working right now. In Doom 2016, you had your chainsaw fuel. Basically, you can max it out. I believe the limit was 5 or 6, and thus I believe it's 6 actually. You could allow yourself to insta-kill, so to speak, 2 heavy demons, like Baron of Hells or even those Vancubus, so on and so forth, and trivialize the encounter in your favor. But this game, the limit amount of ammunition is actually, for the chainsaw, it's capped at 3 charges. And the fact of the matter is that, yes, if you are going to pick up those 3 charges and use it to get rid of those of the one heavy demon, you're going to waste, or better yet, you're going to use all of those charges. Do not forget, you need to bloody kill the main elemental for a challenge. However, one thing that they have structured a little bit differently is you will at all time get your 1 charge back. Like, 1 charge is going to regenerate automatically over time. So this is going to allow you to refill some of your missing HP, some of your missing ammunition back from either a lesser demon or from a nymph, or whatever the case might be. Not only that, but at your disposal is present more mechanics for you to use, such as your frag grenades, your freeze grenades, that are going to be useful for utility's sake, for defense or for offense, because they can stagger enemies, they can for sure make them stop right on their tracks, even the heavy demons one, and they can allow you with a certain upgrade to regenerate certain portion of your health that is missing or on your armor. When it comes to dying in this game, especially on this difficulty that we are playing on right now, it's completely okay, because we also have different playstyles. I mean, my brother have his own take on it, I have my take on it, so this is why you will see that from time to time we are going to fail at it, or you can assume that we are doing a bad job, but it takes a little bit of time to get accustomed to, since we are switching in terms of gameplay from mission to mission.
Yeah, now I'm going to try and kill those lesser demons first.
By lesser you mean zombies, right? Yeah. But do take into account that zombies, for the most part, are going to infinitely respawn.
Yeah,
along.
I guess they are serving just for ammunition.
Yeah. This is actually the thing, guys. So lesser demons in this game are not going to stop respawning until you defeat stronger ones. However, this once again had been done on purpose for you to use them as a cannon fodder or a means to regenerate or replenish, that's the better way to put it, your missing HP as well as your missing ammunition. So do not think that by just standing around and killing lesser demons you're going to make the encounter progress or get it closer to the end. We actually made this mistake a while back when we were completing some of the Slayer Gate challenges. We thought that we can utilize those lesser demons that we need to kill them, and we have, I believe, spent it like 2 or 3 minutes just wailing around on them and defeating them for a kill style, as well as killing them with the ordinary means of just shooting them with weapons, and basically nothing happened. The encounter had still taken place, and we needed to focus on the bigger demons that were roaming around. For some of you this could be bad, for some of you this could be worse, so it all depends on your matter of taste, I would assume.
I'm doing kind of a bad job here, but give me time and I'm going to finish this off.
Yeah, basically when a player is getting accustomed to one play style and he is not playing for a while in this game, it takes a little bit of trial and error before he'll get accustomed to it. And we haven't played this game to the same degree as we play our live stream game, so sorry if it's still going to take a little bit of time for us, or especially for my brother, to get used to all of the encounters and such.
Actually, there are two of those cyber uses.
I think it really doesn't matter if it's two or one, they are all vulnerable to the same weaponry as before. It's just that with the Cyber Mancubus, unlike in 2016, the thing you should have to take into account is that you need to remove their armor with the help of your new mechanic in this game called Blood Punch. And Blood Punch charges when you are glory killing enemies. This is the only way actually that you can recharge it, and it basically creates a sort of a shockwave for you to either stagger your lesser demons or bigger ones, or better yet, to remove the weak points in terms of the armor on those Cyber Mancubus. Also, in terms of aesthetics, we are using the classic Doom Guy skin, which you can unlock in your Fortress of Doom. However, do take into account the fact that your aesthetics can be changed only in main menu. You cannot change it on the fly during gameplay. You have to log back out in the main menu, and then you have to play around with your looks, so to speak, when you decide to equip on the Slayer those new skins, so to speak.
I kind of forgot that you need more.
No, that actually was a little bit of misleading information, because you assume by default that he was an imp, and it's actually not the case. This was a prowler. The guy that looks like an imp, but he's actually more agile, and he gets the teleportation ability as demonstrated during this gameplay. I think you can. Oh, you actually try. He's trying to get rid. You actually try to get rid of the Kakademon.
Oh. Okay.
And at this point, we do not have any extra lives, so that's that. And I think that I can give you an advice. If you think that this encounter is super challenging, you can utilize the BFG shot, because there is a BFG cell in that arena over there.
Yep, and I have like two of them at my disposal as well. So I kinda should utilize it at least.
I mean, it's your decision. I am not sitting here and pressing buttons instead of you. And about some of the weapons that are older ones, they have a slight different alternative fire mode. For instance, when it comes to Super Shotgun, with the Super Shotgun, you will not gonna have the same double shot when you fully upgrade its weapon mastery. Instead, what you will get is you will get your hook shot, which you can utilize and propel yourself straight to the enemy. And when you fully upgrade it, this thing is going to ignite the enemy on fire and allowing you, when you're shooting them with Super Shotgun, to get a huge portion of those armor shell pieces from them. And I believe the first weapon points that you'll get, like weapon upgrade that you'll get for the Super Shotgun, is the thing that's going to just allow you to reload this weapon faster, and that's it when it comes to the Super Shotgun.
get myself something.
Yeah, sadly, when you are trying to shoot the Pain Elemental with... Yeah, do not forget that the Blood Punch, yes, while it will remove armor, as demonstrated here, but it's not going to stagger Cybermancubus for long, and in this game, he's going to utilize his area of effect ability once you are going to get closer to him, as demonstrated right now, so you cannot allow yourself to stand close to him unless you are going to stagger him preemptively or have a huge amount of HP or armor at the same time.
Those jumping demons.
Those are actually not your Hell Knights, believe it or not, and they are not even Baron of Hells. Those are called Dread Demons, I believe they are called. So this is your cybernetic version of a regular Hell Knight with some improvements in terms of his damage that you are going to receive from his ranged attacks, as well as a little bit more on the armor side of things. Wow, how did he manage to get on the platform in the center of the room? Well, that was kind of weird.
They are kind of jumping on mancubuses.
Yeah, even the fat, slow-moving guys are gonna eventually catch up with you on the higher platforms or on the lower one.
I have to get rid of this demon.
The Dread Knight, you mean?
Yeah.
You can pretty much do it with the super shotgun, or with the chain gun. The choice is yours. Yeah, I will comment on that. The game is definitely gonna give you the tutorial, which explains every type of weakness that enemy, and by enemy I mean those demons, might have. However, from my point of view and my brother's point of view as well, those weapons that worked before on those enemies will still work greatly even in this newer installment. And I'm talking about the super shotgun stagger effect as well as its damage against them.
I have to also point out that when you're jumping backwards and you're utilizing shot, there will be this moment where you're basically gonna stand still in the air, and that's what killed me there.
I would disagree with you. You know what killed you there? The fact is that hookshot is not gonna stagger bigger enemies. Yes, it's gonna allow you to repel to them, but it's not gonna stagger them. So do not rely on hookshot stagger effect when you try to propel yourself to Hell Knights or Mancubus, because they are going to be immune to it. Like against lesser demons, prowlers, imps, gargoyles, zombies, you can utilize hookshot for a stagger effect. But against those that are bigger ones, just take into account that they are gonna be... They will not care if you will try to stun them or not. So that's what's killed you, not necessarily the fact that you had frozen in midair.
I get it now.
The thing is that, well, the thing that I currently observing from my point of view is that when I and my brother played 2016, for the most part we had utilized super shotgun, rocket launcher, and ballista shot. But those weapons that are gonna limit you to stay put or to aim down sights in this game because of the added mobility, aggressiveness, as well as the added damage over time effects, I would argue that they are not on the same value as your mid or close ranged weapons. Like, you can disagree with it, but we had already some problems when we tried to utilize the alternative fire mode from a plasma gun, you know, the one that actually chains plasma energy directly to one enemy, and it makes him as well as you stand on one place, and basically for a couple of seconds you would have to hold this charge before this demon is going to explode. So once again, because of how the gameplay looks, feels, and plays like in this version compared to Doom 2016, everything that makes you lose your mobility, lose your speed, is going to be detrimental, or is going to be the thing that eventually will be your downfall, in my opinion. Once again, like, you can disagree with it, you might have your own take on it, but I mean, for the most part, I am just expressing my opinion on it. Perhaps my brother have some other take on it.
I totally agree with that. You have to utilize here a lot of weapons. Your arsenal provides you with a chance to do so, and as well as limited amount of supplies, and the fact that you are being thrown against quite a lot of demons, you pretty much have to utilize, well, if not everything, but at least a lot of stuff. You wouldn't previously use in the other installment of this franchise, like 2016.
No, but I haven't talked about those stuff. I was talking about those weapons that are going to limit your movement, like the alternative fire on a ballista or your plasma rifle.
Well, that's also comes. That's also you can put in the same kind of place. In the fact that you will be not using those upgrades that will limit your mobility, because to die in this game, you die very fast, and everything that slows you down is going to be pretty much like out of commission. You do not want to do something that slows you down, especially should you try to play this game like on higher difficulties, or on the difficulties with limited lives.
You mean by limited lives the thing that is going to basically set you game over once your lives are going to run out, right?
Yep, pretty much it. Well, finally we finished that encounter. Unfortunately, I screwed up and I didn't perform an execution on that Pain Elemental, and the thing that I figured out in this battle, that if you shot a Pain Elemental with a grenade, it will not going to perform that the same. It will not going to instantly throw this enemy into a glory kill state.
Yes, because Pain Elementals are more resilient compared to your regular Cacodemons, so this is why this thing has to be, like, explained, this thing has to be mostly emphasized. But the fact of the matter is, to perform a glory kill on Pain Elementals, like I had figured out in the previous video, you would have to shoot them with your chain gun. It's the fastest way to stagger them and transform them in the glory kill state, from my point of view. I think there's something that you need to hit or stand upon when you activate this sort of a switch.
Yeah, because I hear the sound, but I don't see a thing.
Something needs to be activated, I would assume.
Oh, maybe it has to deal with those, again, those light, you see? They are pointing somewhere.
Yeah, probably they need it, you need to point them in the one direction.
Oh, I think there is another one.
There's another pathway? Or another switch. Oh, there's actually two switches.
You have to basically press them both.
Yeah, it's your timed thing, but it's actually pretty reminiscent of the older Dooms as well. The older Dooms had the same sort of a mechanic. You basically have to hit two switches in a short time span.
Yep. Just like I did here. Well, nothing superstitious. Just your timed puzzle, so to speak.
When it comes to upgrades in terms of runes, first thing that I'm going to emphasize is the fact that runes, well, the thing when you are going to acquire them, you do not have to pass any sort of a challenge. Oh, we have here an exciting quote-unquote underwater segment yet again. Oh joy. So you remember in Doom 2016, before you could have picked up the rune and used it, there was a challenge for you to pass beforehand. In this game, you pretty much pick this rune up straight from the get-go and you're good to go. You have the same 3 rune slots like before, but the rune set that we are using, it's actually first rune gives us the ability to dash and perform glory kill from greater distances. The other rune gives us the glory kill speed is occurs faster, and the final rune gives us the effect that when we are trying to well, how should I put it?
Well, we have a rune for longer distance glory kills.
Glory kills faster, and you can open up the description.
We have a rune for speed up after a glory kill. And
yeah, that's the rune that I forgot to mention. The thing that gives us bonus movement speed when we are performing glory kill.
Yeah, but it's our choice of runes is not a mandatory one.
Yeah, it's definitely a subjective kind of thing. So you don't have to follow it to a T, the choice is yours and you can utilize or play, that's the better way to put it, with different setup. We are just expressing what we have played with, what we are using for the combat purposes and the mobility or utility wise, and that's that. You can destroy the wall, like behind you there was a wall.
Yeah.
Or but I think you cannot get it from here, or can you? Like, you can check the upwards. Yeah, you pretty much could. You can shoot there. This had opened the bars behind you.
Yep, that's great to know. Okay. And now we can break this thing. And
you will lower the water level even further down.
Oh, not the water level, but better acid.
Well, polluted water.
We are swimming to radiation. By the way, the red suit depletes here like so fast, so be very cautious of how you where you need to go, because you can die pretty fast.
Oh, I think you right there you could have shoot the stuff. Can you go back upwards? I think you should be able to do it. Yeah, with those columns. And then you can jump over there and then you will shoot the thing.
And that's how
this is how you go.
Okay.
But have you missed something upstairs? Oh, a side note in terms of collectibles and such. We are going to try and collect them as much as possible, but if we are going to stumble upon a particularly tough secret to get, we're not going to sit here for half an hour just figuring out how exactly we're going to get one collectible or the other. We are just going to continue the playthrough, and that's that.
Yeah, our goal is not collectibles, primarily collectibles, but our goal is to beat the game, have fun, comment, and all that stuff.
Oh, Slayer Gate.
Yep. And we pretty much, this is the last Slayer Gate as far as I can see, because that's the last like Slayer key that we need to acquire in order to get ourselves a Unmaker weapon, a secret weapon.
Yeah, those who have watched Doom 64 on Twitch or on YouTube videos are familiar with the Unmaker weapon. But Slayer Gates are your gauntlet encounters, which is rather on the challenging side of things because of how many enemies you are going to defeat here. well as their like general toughness. It's the right way to put their general level of difficulty is gonna require from you to perform, if not the best, but close to the best of your abilities when it comes to dealing damage, dodging, and such.
Okay, fine.
So this is the first glory kill. We need to perform 2 more on them. I mean, different ones, not necessarily 2 of the same. So keep this in mind when you are trying to get rid of them.
Well, at least this encounter right now is not as challenging as the previous one.
Yeah, but keep into account that initially they are not going to throw against you the most difficult opponents or enemies.
And I have to sort
Those are prowlers, those are not the imps, so once again you confuse them between each other. You see they are shooting purple projectiles, and yes, those who have watched the Doom 64 playthrough might also find them familiar with the Nightmare Imps, another enemy which you will encounter in Doom 64 game. You can utilize the free grenade and then double shoot them with the regular grenades.
Holy, I even got some kind of...
Yeah, some kind of achievement. Well, 2 of them. That's gonna be 3 or 2 of them. I think it's 2. Well,
luckily enough, Super Shari is in our rescue.
Yeah, this is another new type of enemy in this game that is super agile and quick. However, he is vulnerable to your freezing crown.
They're running so fast that I actually couldn't hit them properly with my chain gun.
When you are performing chainsaw kill or glory kill, do not forget that you have several of seconds with invulnerability, quote unquote, so to speak, so use this thing sparingly to gain an advantage over or against, that's the right way to put it, against some enemies. Wait, that was it? That should not be it. They should have thrown against you something bigger. Because if that's the last Slayer gate, that's definitely was a little bit of a letdown. Oh. Yeah, that's definitely not it. Oh! Hello! Well, those enemies looks like your Cyber Demon. However, they are not called Cyber Demon for some reason. Like, I don't know why. But it's worth to mention that when it comes to pattern of attacks, they definitely have something unique at their disposal. For instance, they can dash and do damage to you. They also can rocket barrage, will lock onto you and try to rocket barrage you, so you have to use your double dash to avoid the incoming attack, and they just can throw at you your regular rockets.
It's interesting that my HP is running low, but my but my armor stays like 100.
Yeah, it's not armor.
Oh,
you confuse the armor bar with your red suit bar. And yes, in this game the red suit actually has its own bar, so you can keep track of your points that has left if you decide to investigate those areas full of polluted water.
Need to start shooting this guy, because those enemies were just gonna keep respawning.
You mean the bigger one, the Hell Knight? You know you can utilize, well, you can kill him with the regular means, with your rocket launcher, with some of the other weapons, or you can use BFG against him.
Oh, that is if I have them.
You have?
I don't.
Oh, you don't. Sorry. I mislead you. Yeah, but I think that, you know, we were utilizing shotgun previously, like at the initial early game stage, but later on we, at least from my point of view, shotgun becomes rather lackluster weapon in terms of damage or in terms of its utility. Yes, you can utilize sticky bombs, and we have fully leveled the mastery weapon upon it to get rid of the cannons that those spiders have, like those spider ones. However, I find that once you get your hands on Super Shotgun, and believe me, this game, unlike 2016, it happens rather way later into the game, not to the same degree as before, even compared to older ones. The Super Shotgun actually is going to outvalue the regular shotgun in all of its traits.
Okay, I have to shoot this guy down. Wow, he's so fast, wow.
Well, you can lock onto him with your rockets and then blow him up. Yeah, your rockets just went into the wall for some reason because you were jumping when you tried to shoot at the same time. So this thing might occur, especially with the added mobility in this game, like I said before. Double jumping and such is definitely going to play its role, not only in terms of your defense or offense, but also when you are aiming and shooting at the same time. Wait, you tried to freeze the gargoyle and it still kept moving? So, the gargoyles will still continue to respawn. Like, this is the thing that we wanted to emphasize. You have to get rid of that bigger demon. Yes, you can eventually, from time to time, kill a bunch of gargoyles in one sweep. But no matter what you will do, your priority should be, in every encounter in this game, Slayer Gate or not, getting rid of bigger demons.
And I kill him.
Yeah, I think this is going to be it in terms of this. Well, should be it at least.
Yep, it is.
Achievement Breaker of Gates.
To be honest,
yeah, the last one wasn't that difficult compared to the previous ones that we fought, unless you take into account the very first Slayer Gate.
yeah, that's exactly what I was wanting to tell, that some of the previous Slayer Gates were tougher. But nonetheless, it's a great new addition to this particular game, because previously you had, in Doom 2016, you had different stuff, like you had those zones that were demon infested, and you had to trigger a gauntlet, complete the gauntlet, and move on. Here they changed it. I mean, you have your gauntlets, but you also have time ones, and you have Slayer Gates.
We can also upgrade the suit points. We have 4 of them for now, and I believe we are only missing some of those upgrades for frag grenades. Let's pick this one, the thing that allows us to stun even those bigger demons.
I mean, when it comes to those upgrades, you can go whatever you want. Our general suggestion, if you want to be like an explorer, grab yourself the Exploration Item Finder. It's a great item for those secrets, and basically you will not even need this one.
You know what? The thing that we haven't picked in a while is those Sentinel Crystals, the ones that are going to increase your overall health, ammo, or
actually, yeah,
armor.
I would like to have extra ammo, because, I mean, not ammo, but extra armor.
Also, I can explain what those bars means, you know, the ones that you see on top right of your screen. So basically, the first bar fill ups, well, what am I saying? Is going to fill up. This is your another mandatory encounter here. First bar is going to fill up when you will complete mandatory encounters. Those are indicated by the red zones on your minimap. Basically, just playing the stage and killing demons is going to fill it up by itself. The second bar is going to fill up when you are going to complete your Slayer Gate. So it indicates the amount of... It also will indicate the amount of weapon points that you are going to collect and that you can invest to upgrade or unlock the alternative fire types on either or on one of your weapons. And the final one, I believe it's for your exploratory stuff, like correct me if I'm wrong, the final bar displays the exploratory thing.
You mean
on the right, on the top right corner of the map.
The pink one is your time encounters.
Oh yeah, it's your... I thought it wrong. So basically you will find timed encounters here, where you have to defeat enemies during a certain time. So it's there, it's present, and when you will complete it, the game will reward you with additional weapon point.
I think that I messed up. I had triple chainsaw charges and I wanted to kill this
Baron of
hell with the chainsaw, and instead it targeted the smaller one, the demon.
Oh, Archvile. No, Archvile definitely is not doing the same amount of damage compared to older versions of Doom. Yes, he has the resurrection stuff. Oh, and he can be frozen? Wow, that's definitely a weak part from my point of view.
And you know what also is interesting? He doesn't utilize that his shielding ability that they mentioned.
I think it's because you were closer to him. He's only going to use it once you get far enough, I would assume. But once you get close to him, he's going to resort to his other means of doing damage or getting away from you by the teleportation and such. I think this is your gargoyle, so you defeated gargoyle with the buckets. No pain elementals in this arena though.
And this encounter again was easier than the previous one. Yeah, even those small zombies are going to cause problems if you just neglect them.
Yeah, for the record guys, those zombies that my brother just mentioned, they are not going to just stumble around and occasionally trying to hit you with melee attacks. Actually, some of them will have either melee weapon, ranged weapon, or a flamethrower. So you should definitely keep this thing in mind.
Okay, I know where to go to get to that secret. It's from here.
Oh, you mean from above? Just to drop down there to the left of you.
For those of you who are wondering how tough is to get secrets in this game, comparing to Doom 2016, it's actually like twice or even more than twice easier.
Yeah, we pretty much on two of the levels we have messed up some collectibles, but and those are the timed encounters that I was specifying.
And we got another cheat code, Power Mode Overdrive.
I wonder what this time encounter is going to be about. 34 seconds. Oh, I get it why they give you so long. You would have to get rid of the Marauder, which is a new enemy in this game, which only have a vulnerable, not the face, but vulnerable window of opportunity for you to attack him when his eyes glow green, once you get with him at medium range. Too far, he's going to utilize range projectiles. Too close, he's going to utilize point-blank shotgun. So...
And I messed up.
Yeah. I think in this encounter you would have to utilize the quick swap to get rid of him.
Yep, but I would need to get myself back.
I'm on health. Just from regular zombie, like dash to him and chainsaw. That wasn't that great because once again he is not gonna get stunned first and foremost, and secondly that wasn't a quick swap.
Yep.
You basically shot him twice with the same weapon. Yeah, so we might repeat it again a couple of times before my brother is going to get the hang of it and eventually overcome this encounter. Oh, and do not forget that Marauder can be hurt by those grenades, regular ones, not the freezing crowns. Not the freezing crowns, regular ones. I mean, when it comes to area of effect type of damage. Well, you missed. You missed again.
I'm trying to shoot him in point blank range, am I?
Yeah, you missed basically 3 times.
Interesting. Okay.
Like, Marauder by itself is not going to do that much of a damage, but his defense is definitely on the stronger side of things when it comes to observing your incoming DPS from all of your sources. Once again, you have tried the...
Oh. Okay, but I'm getting into it.
I think you should not utilize the hook shot at all, because there's no point for you to get in point blank range, because he's going to melee attack you, and you are not going to ignite him to get some armor from him. Like, try to just keep up with him and stay at the medium range and wait for your opportunity to attack, and just dodge the incoming like force wave or whatever he's throwing at you. Yeah, you're getting definitely the hang of it.
Wow. And here's the power of quick swap, guys.
Yeah.
Weapons that you would like to quick swap are the weapons that shoot, like, not chain guns, not... Basically, those weapons that go into reload state after a shot.
Like rocket launcher, ballista, shotgun, all of those that have a longer reload time, so to speak.
So we
basically are missing 2 challenges, like kill one of those painkillers. You should kill them from behind, like the ones that you will find. I hope that you will find one of them. And collecting 3 of those lore notes. What is there actually? This is a mandatory encounter, it looks like, way over there. With some unfamiliar icons.
Like steaks or bananas.
Yeah, banana peels for some reason.
Okay. This is getting hilarious.
But overall, when it comes to the design of this level, like I said before, and I will repeat this again, this definitely reminds me of one of the painkiller stages.
If the crucible blade is removed, the Titan will rise again.
Really? Huh? That's weird. We have already expressed our opinion, so we are not going to repeat ourselves yet again in terms of how, for some reason, they are going to retcon the lore and say directly to you that the Doomslayer is now only capable of killing those titans with a magical thingamajiggy, like magical sword. So this is the thing that actually he needs in this game to be able to kill the Icon of Sin, even though in older games he pretty much did it without any additional things. Oh, that was a nice looking toy.
Yeah, toys in this game that they are like design, you can get them like into toy stores.
Yeah, pretty much. $99.99 for a Doom game with a lot of toys included. I think we are not going to miss something over here, and the next part is going to have yet another mandatory encounter for us to overcome. So it's going to be scripted, but wait, there's actually a wall for us to climb. To the right.
Yep.
I wonder where exactly it's going to lead.
My guess is that it leads...
It leads just up, like the where you're supposed to be going, like over there, but can you go there and check it yourself without actually acquiring the sword? No, I think you need to jump from the wall.
I know, I thought you were wanting me to check whether or not I can jump there without the usage of this wall. Actually, where am I going?
Over there? Yeah.
Okay.
And can you, like, is there any
not
point to
pick the
explore?
sword right
Yeah,
now?
not pick the sword and go for the encounter. Oh, I think encounter is not going to start.
I'm going to collect them fuel for the chainsaw.
Yeah. Let's collect everything to refuel, restock our not refuel, to restock our ammunition, and there you will see. If you play, actually I wanted to comment on this. This is the thing that's only applicable to Doom games, but for Devil May Cry as well. You see that magical red barrier behind you that is blocking your way forward, so it's only going to unlock once you defeat several waves of enemies, as simple as it is. So for those who have played Devil May Cry games, this is not going to be drastically different. What the hell? He only got a handle from the sword, but not necessarily the blade? Okay.
Your vault should contain what you need.
Oh, and here are our mandatory demons for us to defeat.
Keep in mind that if you are going to get yourself an upgrade, I mean, glory kills from a distance, this also applies to your chainsaw as well.
Yeah, my brother is meant to say that you can utilize chainsaw kills even when you are like far away if you have the rune equipped that in return is allowing you to cover a great distance and move to your enemies in a faster way.
Once again, I'm messing up hooking to those big demons. I should restrict myself from doing so. It's not helpful at all.
Yeah, hooking to them only works if you are trying to get armor from them, from some of them that only works, or if you are trying to cover a ground and avoid incoming attacks, but other than that they are not going to be staggered at all by your attempts. Okay, there's just one zombie and one, well, you can utilize freeze round because you do not have it on cooldown.
I'm going to use my chain gun in order to kill this
Dread Knight. Oh wait, what the? Oh, never mind. Marauder again, you need to get, I think you need to get rid of the Dread Knight first and then focus on the Marauder. Because otherwise I would think that you are going to get overrun by both of them. Yeah, just roam around in circles in the arena. This is definitely going to be useful. No, just that you are not focusing on the Dread Knight itself.
now idea.
Wait, you did get him? Huh? That was quick. You can utilize the quick swap mechanic against him to nuke him down, so to speak.
Get rid of this dog.
Oh, and there is a prowler roaming around here. We also, when it comes to the cooldown and the speed with which we are basically refreshing the cooldown of double dashing, this is the thing that we have upgraded because of the suit upgrade. So by default, you're not going to have the same level of cooldown. Do not forget to quick swap. It's not, I think, you know what? I think if you're trying to double shoot him with your super shotgun, he's immune to second shot. So this is why you need to quick swap to other weapon if you are trying to apply this technique. Okay, now you need to find a zombie to replenish your health. Also use a couple of grenades against him. he quick shot and he actually killed you.
Yeah.
I mean, quick shot. He dashed and killed you with a point blank super shotgun blast, and you have to repeat, I guess, the encounter from the beginning. Also, well, this encounter is definitely not the best in terms of its representation, like how exactly you're supposed to, well, I said that wrong. It's not the worst thing that could happen, because in one of the Slayer games we actually was facing the Marauder alongside with a couple of waves of enemies that were infinitely respawning in terms of those little ones. And this unfortunately led to me running around in circles, just waiting for, just trying to get rid of as much enemies as possible to be able to eventually focus the Marauder down.
I am now without ammo. How lovely. Oh, I can replace some. Now I don't.
Yeah, this definitely should allow you to focus the Marauder down. Yeah, you were quick swapping the different weapons. You can bind your quick swap with the Q button as long as you are going to equip the... I mean, not the quick... As long as you're going to wear, like, those weapons that you are going to utilize, meaning that if you press, like, keybind number 3 and number 4 with the Q button, you're going to quick swap between them.
Okay. That's not good at all. Oh well.
Yeah, but I think you can defeat Marauder without quick swap techniques, but it just makes it way more quicker, especially if you're going to get accustomed to it, and it's going to allow you to get rid of stagger him first and foremost more effectively, and get rid of the massive amount of health pools that this guy have by default. No, you have one grenade, you're trying to shoot with another one. Okay guys, I get that back. I think one rule which we haven't talked about is actually allowed us to stagger enemies for a longer time period. Well, for some reason he went from upstairs.
Oh, now you're mine.
This is what I'm talking about, like, if you are going to learn the quick swap, the encounter against Marauders, at least when you are not facing several of the demons that are still challenging, is going to be way easier, on the easier side of things.
The thing that I want to talk about is the fact that even though, yes, this game might be tough sometimes, it's still manageable. You can still pass through all those like tough encounters.
Yeah, it's like I said at the beginning of this gameplay session or segment. You would have to get accustomed to it during, like, I would say your initial...
The world of Argentinur has fallen. Divided, the demonic energy flows now to the south, and the society you once knew has been replaced by a corrupted world under Maker rule. It did not need to end this way.
Yeah, that's your evidence that Maker and majority of the Sentinel population got corrupted by demons, but like I said before, it will take you like 3 or 4 missions before you will eventually get accustomed to all of those stuff in terms of, well, for the most part, in terms of mobility, in terms of using your useful utility items, your other weapons, exploring and exploiting the weak points of your enemies. Don't just expect to jump it fresh into the game, even if, like, we are the ones who have played and completed Doom 2016 and older versions on ultra-violence difficulty, and we still had some problems in terms of getting accustomed to all of those things that the game is going to throw at you, especially since enemies are more aggressive. Oh, there's actually a pen elemental that we need to defeat.
Yeah. have to utilize my chain gun.
So it's completely okay if you're going to fail along the way, like during your playthrough and such. I think this is the same animation. Yep, you have to perform the other one.
I have to perform other animation?
Yeah, it's different animations, it's not the same.
Oh, I didn't know that. My bad.
Well, on that note, you have completed the other achievement, so to speak. It's killing your pinky demons with a blood punch. And yes, when you have the blood punch fully charged, you can utilize it and insta-kill Pinky Demon, even through his frontal armor that he has on his head.
In Doom 2016 you couldn't do that, right?
First and foremost, you did not have Blood Punch, but you could have done it with either BFG or some devastated shots, like from rocket launcher, I would assume, when you put enough rounds into it. But in this game, it's going to allow you to swiftly break through his defense with one touch of a button.
I almost fell, I think.
Yeah. Almost.
So I need to kill a pain elemental from what? From like
From behind. Either from behind or from above. Because you had done it from the face of him and from a side. You haven't missed anything, have you? Actually, you did. You did miss some of the stuff. You can go down and double check it.
Yep.
Because there's a lore node that we need, as well as Sentinel Crystal. Finally, it actually takes a while before you will collect it in this game, in this portion of the game.
But not get it from here.
You can't?
It seems like this place is just blocked. But you have to go there from the top, I guess, because there you need to go.
No, but you are talking about mandatory locations.
Yeah, but you can drop down from. You see, and then you
yes.
go. That
okay, I get it. Well, try and explore from the top, specifically the side areas. Do not forget to. Wait, he actually throws fireballs? Was he doing it in the old versions? Okay, challenge completed.
Finally. Now I'm not bounded by... Well... No, actually the last one for this challenge was just collect...
Yeah, it's just to collect the lore nodes. What the hell? Well, they definitely had appeared out of nowhere. I mean, to begin with, they were just jumping at the platform rather than appearing from a portal, so this is why I was a little bit surprised when it comes to them appearing in that many numbers. What the hell is that gargoyle doing? He was fighting someone? Oh, gargoyle was fighting regular zombies, so that's the thing that occurred. I was initially thought that the gargoyle has glitched. And when it comes to glitches or bugs, the game doesn't have any significant game-breaking stuff. It just has the hilarious thing when sometimes enemies will trying to run on one place and then disappears for some unknown reason, so that's that. Yeah, pretty much go for this thing.
Yeah, because the rest...
We can explain to the viewers, the ones that are going to view the content on YouTube, why are we not picking those purple ones, purple environments, because the thing that barrels in this game are not going, you are not going to encounter them that often, and even those that are present are not going to trivialize the encounter in a fashion that you can abuse them and destroy a lot of those enemies. Because of the added damage, added mobility, you would still have to come to a different place. And the second one, barrels will leave behind some ammo when destroyed. I mean, as long as my brother do not see a particular point in it, because you can replenish your ammo, a vast portion of it, just by chainsawing one of the regular zombies. So why do you need this upgrade to begin with?
Yes,
it's
and
pointless.
some ammo is kinda wacky explanation, because some, like what, if it's 1 or 2 shots for your shotgun, what's the point?
I mean, you can assume looking at the video over at the right top corner of the screen that it's going to give you like how many only couple of rounds and that's it. So that's pretty much pointless in our opinion.
What I wanted to also upgrade is the one of these. What we were upgrading actually.
I believe we were focusing on the plasma rifle. It's mod that allows you to. No, not this one. This one.
We upgraded both of them.
Yeah, so we can choose the other one.
Remote detonate. Do not.
At this stage, it's not that critical what kind of mod you will actually going to pick and use it at your disposal. So this is why we are just willy-nilly picking whatever we have as a leftover. Kill 15 pinkies with the full auto mode. And what exactly? Killing a demon with the full auto mode will drop shell ammo? Guys, full disclosure. We are not fond of full auto on the shotgun. We wasn't fond of, and by fond for those who are not familiar with English, we are not liking the full auto or the... What the previous game had, the triple blast with the shotgun.
It had like...
Compared to... yeah, triple blast, that's exactly what it had. Compared to super shotgun, especially with the limited ammunition that this game has, having you to blast your demons with the full auto mode is just a little bit pointless in our opinion. You might disagree with it and you might find your... like the usefulness of using this upgrade over the others that you might have, but it's our take on it. You do not have to always agree with what we are saying. Okay, and now we are pretty much maxing out the armor. We previously maxed... our procedure with those sentinel crystals was the following. First we maxed out the total number of ammunition, then health, and now we are focusing on the armor. Wait, we have collected everything there or not? Or we missed something?
We have collected everything.
Yeah, and pretty much
everything else is just to that side, and then I guess we are going to be going downwards.
Yeah, pretty much judging by the map.
Yeah, when it comes to the map, it's not... well, I don't think that you can get lost when exploring.
No way, I do not think. Especially if you're just following the right track in terms of that's the extra life that we definitely will be going to grab. And there's the portal that you can utilize to go back. No, just to... what the hell? That was definitely a huge jump.
And there, to the right, or...
especially compared to Doom 64 that we have played not that long time ago. You know, the game that had a lot of backtracking and as generic of a map as it gets, so no way you're going to get lost in here. Oh, definitely some kind of a puzzle. Oh, we have a breakable wall to our left, or not?
And I am going to be... you mentioned map. I am going to be saying that prompts to ID software for making such a great map. For this kind of game, I mean, you can compare, like, do a comparison between maps in this game and in Fallout games, and you will see immediately, you will going to see the difference.
Yeah, but you know, Fallout is the game developed by not the ID software, but rather the Bethesda, so those are two different studios, so they have their own take on it. What is generic and what's not.
Yeah, well, I was, since June 2016, I was a fan of this map.
Yeah, I also quite like it, the multi-layer stuff, the stuff that is hidden, although it is going to show you where exactly you can collect this item on the map, as long as you will, from time to time, press on the tab menu and open it up. We have completed the final challenge for the stage.
And this map is especially useful when it comes to... oh, but how do you get there? When it comes to
From top.
multi-layer levels.
I think you can get it from the top. Take a look on the top of you. There is going to be a platform. I would assume. But then again, what's behind you? Is there a thing that you can visit?
It looks like an elevator.
Yeah, it's definitely going to.
Jump here.
Yeah, some weird shenanigans occurring.
I guess I will gonna get to the top after stuff.
It's a red symbol. I wonder, like the blue symbol before. Oh, it's actually the symbol that is useful for the sword. I get it.
You have to power it up so that you get the blade again. Or no.
Okay, that was kind of weird. It's going to give you. It's going to. Oh, yeah, to the top. So now you can get to.
Yeah, now from here, like I'm assuming I will be going.
Yeah, you will
there.
drop all the way down there. Yeah, this is definitely a painkiller-esque looking stage, all the way through from the beginning to the end. Wait, there's a collectible on top of us. You need to blood punch this thing.
Yep.
For it to drop.
Yes, I will be going tops in order to drop this thing down. And also
You mean mandatory thing?
Yep.
But what about the question mark when you open up the map? It says the question mark
Is on top, yes, and I am going top. What's there?
just an optional platforms.
Okay.
Huh? Or, you know what, there could be a switches down there. You can check and see for yourself what's there exactly. No, it's actually... You know what, I think that this should have some kind of a ventilation system for you to, like, as the wind is going to blow upwards.
There is your switch.
Yeah, well, not necessarily the wind, but rather the devices that can propel you upwards for you to collect those items and break the chains. I think you should aim for the question mark first, and then collect the chains. Where exactly it is?
I have to station myself so that I will jump there.
Where exactly? I do not see it from here. It's over there, right? And you completely missed this. What? Where? Huh?
Okay. Where is it?
Wait, take a look at the... it was to your... To your left or to your right? I do not see because you were spinning around that quickly.
Okay, let's jump. There.
No, it's there. You see? Destructible wall. Yeah, but you missed the jump.
I get it.
I wonder if you can get it from all the way here, though.
Yes. But
okay, you need to... Yeah, you need to try it for it. Or we just was bad at it. Okay, there's the collectible Rage. Quake 2 Rage. Holy hell. Another classic. Timeless classic in our opinion.
Oh. And we unlock a passage downwards. So we're getting all the way up to drop down now.
Do not forget about the other question mark below you on one level.
Yeah, I think...
Yeah, you will get it eventually.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much it's as straightforward as it gets.
Oh. Or...
Do not tell me it's going to be another swimming. You'll get the point why swimming in the first person shooter games, no matter if it's your shooter with upgrades or not, it's kinda bad from our point of view. It was bad in older ones, and it's still bad right now. Yeah, at this point we can willy-nilly pick whatever the stuff we...
Let's grab this just for extra ammo and then grab that. I guess we will be able to pick all of them.
Okay, and we are going to drop downwards. There is another question mark right below us. Way over there. Can we drop there to collect it?
Don't tell me that I have to do a precise
drop? I don't think it's going to be that precise. Oh, it's... Yay, underwater level. And now you can go upwards and see what's on the box. Like you actually went all the way here.
I'm jumping, I'm spinning, I'm jumping.
Wait, but what about the question mark? Take a look at your map again and see. You missed it or not? You missed it. That was definitely a thing that required a precise jump.
Yes, let me guess. It will also going to be this one.
Yeah, those crosses, those X's that are crisscrossed are the thing that is going to allow you to bypass the weapon mastery challenge and unlock it without meeting the requirement in terms of you completing the challenge itself. For instance, like shooting 75 zombies in the head with your combat rifle, that sort of stuff.
That's just... man...
You cannot shoot underwater.
Yeah, and I guess I will gonna have to lower the water.
Yeah, pretty much you would have to do it to progress.
But that's just sad, man. Oh, okay.
Yeah, those enemies that are going to create shields, we have already expressed our take on it. We think that this is a good enemy in terms of design and gameplay, although it would have been more naturally looking. That's the better way to put it in Quake games rather than in Doom games, because it's more a bionic bioengineering stuff in terms of talking about the aesthetic design and such. Perhaps they are just... I'm speculating at this point, but perhaps they are testing the waters in terms of enemy designs for a future Quake games. Who knows what might happen, because they are not going to be releasing Doom for eternity. They might return to the Quake games sooner rather than later. I believe next gen we would definitely have one of the Quake games.
Yeah, me, I would like to see it.
Yeah, but we are kinda biased towards Quake 2 because we have played a lot of it on PlayStation 1 era. So excuse us, especially those fans that have played Quake 1 a lot. We have not. Sadly, we did not have the... not necessarily the access, but how should I put it? The ability to play Quake 1 to the same degree as we have played Quake 2 on the PlayStation 1, so that's that.
I don't think there should be a way for me to...
You open up the pathway over there. Like way over there. Oh, but you can lower the water down. Take a look. You practically get to the point where you've been, but now you can dash through the ground and lower the water down. No, there it is.
Okay. That's no better. And no, I was wrong. We can collect this thing, so I guess it was a toy.
Yeah.
Either a toy or not. Whatever it is, well, we missed it.
We also can express our opinion when it comes to lore stuff and such. Basically, we had come to a conclusion that for the most part, lore in this game is pretty good, but There are a couple of things that we had find was a little bit on a contradictory side in terms of the not necessarily the design, but in terms of the explanation to the events that happened during the past times that were a little bit confusing and misleading, especially since we pretty much read all the lore notes from Doom 2016. We are referring for the most part to those elements that were present that were fully explained. I mean, how the Slayer had defeated the Titan, how he got his power, and now they are retconning some of it, and we are not fond of that stuff from that point of view. There was the two passages over here when you climb all the way here.
That one, and that one was previously mandatory one, and now I'm taking this one. It will gonna bring me here, and possibly I will drop there or open the main gate.
Yeah, precisely. So go over there. I believe Rocket, when it comes to retaining the similar stuff, Rocket Launcher has the same upgrades like before, so it's either gonna have the detonation, well, remote detonation stuff, as well as your lock-on system that is gonna allow you to shoot 3 simultaneous rockets at your enemies. We also quite like the core system in this game in terms of how you are seeing on the enemies when enemies are receiving damage, their body parts missing, they are bloody and such. I think that they have done an extra job, an extra mile in terms of painting all of the stuff, like designing it in a specific manner, so it looks even greater than Doom 2016.
Yeah, basically good stuff, yet again showing that possibilities are endless when it comes to capabilities, how you can design games and that stuff.
Okay, so we pretty much in the home run territory when it comes to this thing. We can utilize the mastery token, like what should we get?
Something that is hard to acquire. Well, it's obvious, but no, not this one.
Perhaps this thing? Kill at least 2 demons with a single hit blast 30 times.
Yeah, because this we almost...
No, we didn't get it. Kill 5 enemies during a single turret deploy 10 times without overheating. And the mobile turret no longer stalls. What does this mean, no longer stalls? No longer overheats?
I guess there is a...
Ultimate cooling.
Ice.
Oh yeah, so let's do this thing. Having a chain gun without the overheating is definitely, yeah, it shows on the short clip right over there in the preview.
We are going to be melting those.
Yeah, the only thing that's going to limit us for doing it infinitely is the total amount of ammunition.
Yep.
It only had the 180 compared to 400 and in older Dooms and 250 in Doom 2016. I guess the Slayer will just open the new portal with the help of the sword, who knows. Oh, it's actually a forge! Holy hell! A forge that is going to allow him to create a new sword.
I'm sure you want to try out your weapon first before we leave.
And he jumps. That's how we will get that red.
Yeah.
Crucible. The Crucible is a melee weapon of extraordinary power. Press V to
Unleash. Unsheath.
unsheath, then press mouse 1 to cleave demons. Each demon costs 1 pip.
What the hell is a pip? Replenish the Crucible energy with Crucible pickups found in the world. Oh, so it's the similarly to the BFG, it has its own type of ammunition, quote unquote.
Pip. and it seems like it can kill the big demons as well. Like,
yeah, it demonstrates that you can kill Mancubus with one swing, you can kill Baron of Hells with one swing, Pinky demons, regular ones.
and you have 3 pips.
So 3 hits
3
only.
attacks, yep.
Let's utilize it against those enemies that are... Well, then again, this area is going to be full of those pips for us to collect.
I still guess that we should be like, trying to
Restrain ourselves from using it that sparingly.
if it kills big demons like it's supposed to.
Oh, you mean we would have to wait until something big appears, right?
Yeah.
We can utilize the chainsaw to replenish some of our missing ammo. Or kill those, yeah. Oh, there's the pain elemental. You are trying to swing with mid-air with the chainsaw? Or you are trying to swing with your sword?
Blunt punch.
Oh!
Blunt punch.
But wait, if we have acquired the sword, so what the hell is this weapon the Unmaker thing in your Fortress of Doom?
Maybe it's like that laser gun that we had.
In Doom 64, right? That's kind of weird. Okay, well we have, well, 2 charges left.
Chop them up. Everyone will go to have their chance.
Oh, there's another Baron of Hell.
Well,
I think that's like, aesthetically wise, this weapon is great, but in terms of, how should I say, oomph effect or just wow effect, this weapon is definitely not on the same, how should I put it, not on the same level compared to BFG, only in terms of sound and like visual effects, if that makes any sense. And we have pretty much completed this encounter, with the exception of a couple of those zombies.
well, now we know that what that weapon does and what we can use it for. To kill those big demons. We're gonna collect pips. Why pips?
Yeah, that's a strange looking name. Like,
What
they
is
should
pip?
have named,
And those white things are the pips.
which still looks like a banana peel to me, like opened banana peel.
Oh, and when you try to collect it, it looks... Oh, I was thinking that it looks like the same stuff that you need for each 8.
No, you mean
It showed the same
same color or the same, oh, same animation? Got it. Yeah, we're pretty much done for with this level. Achievement unlocked, reforged and refueled. I guess it's basically talking about the sword.
Yeah, we haven't been able to grab one thing, but
Yeah.
well, whatever.
Nonetheless,
In case you didn't collect something, there is a possibility to replace stages with an addition of cheat codes.
yeah, cheat codes include such stuff as infinite ammo, extra speed, ability to pass through locked gates so that you would not have to collect or turn on the mandatory encounters, so on and so forth. So the option is there. And we have missed one toy. So that was a toy that we have not collected. And once again, those upgrades that is, they are going to allow you to unlock and utilize those items for your avatar purposes in game or in multiplayer. It's not going to directly affect your single player. And we are back at Fortress of Doom, which is your hub area at which you can, like my brother had said, choose the missions for you to replay or go into the next one.
It is not accessible to anyone. No human or sentinel has ever set foot in their dimension. You can use the Maker's Origin Factory in the Hell City of Necrovol to pass through the void. Once there, you will not be able to leave on your own. But Vega can create an exit portal for you. That is why must bring Vega through the void with you to Erdak.
Understood. I'm detaching myself from the ship's systems. Processing. Total transfer to external drive complete.
I guess he'll sacrifice himself.
Vega
Get
is no
to the
longer
Slayer.
connected to your ship. I will reconfigure the portal to Necroball for you.
That's kind of a weird.
Require anything else before we begin our journey to Erdak? You will not be able to return until the mission is complete.
Let me guess. Yeah, they explained you this. It's like you're approaching the end stretch of the game. If you have any unfinished side quests or activities, and if you want to complete them, this is your last chance to complete them. If you don't, well, proceed through the game, you're not gonna be able to return back. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, especially the name Necrowall. And the City of the Damned, it's just another city that perhaps is going to be similarly looking in terms of aesthetics, like your... what you call it? Wait, can we actually jump from way over there?
Oh, take a look at this. This is something that was locked, right? Ah, but how do you...
I don't know how exactly do we get to that secret above.
But I know the stuff that we can pick up.
Yeah, we can pick up those 2 extra mods that are laying around there.
Not only that.
Only that because we only have 5 charges.
Not only that. We have something else to pick up.
Oh, you mean the Unmaker weapon? Yeah, right. Sorry for ruining the hype. Well, I'm assuming we are at the home stretch territory, so a couple of more missions left before the game eventually ends, but then again, it's definitely bigger, more fun, and better in terms of content and gameplay than Resident Evil 3 Remake. No pun intended. Let's not talk about this game when we are playing this one. I still wonder when it comes to the design how Unmaker is going to look like. Is it going to be the same as your weapon in Doom 64 or not?
Yeah, with the same sound effect.
Hopefully without the same sound effects. No, I don't want to hear pew 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 sound yet again. Please be a different sound effect. Like, once again, the sword, that sword that we have collected, aesthetically it looks great, but the boom sounds or oof, like the thing that excites you for using it, it's actually not necessarily the thing that's present. Compare the sword sound to the chainsaw sound. The sword is basically you swing and woof, in a one swing, enemy disappears. It doesn't have anything additional to it, and perhaps for some people it's totally okay, but for me at least it lacks something to get attached to, if you know what I'm saying.
Take a look at this. I mean, we've unlocked
everything on the fortress.
Room, but how to get above?
There's the platform over there. I would assume it's going to unlock once you acquire the Unmaker. 6 keys were used. Remember, you can only collect those keys when you complete the Slayer Gate challenges. Not start them, but complete them.
What's your Omega Boomstick?
It definitely looks similar to the Unmaker in Doom 64. Meteor Unmaker is a devastating rapid-fire weapon with a wide spread. The Unmaker shares ammo with the BFG. Press F to swap between the BFG and Unmaker. Holy hell! You know
the Unmaker, pure maker technology, inspired by Sentinel weaponry and refined by their divine intellect. Its destructive potential is staggering.
You know what? I'm assuming, take a wild guess. You remember how in edited video we had discussed that you can upgrade Unmaker 3 times and increase its rate of fire, its spread effect, and its damage. This, the thing that showed to you in the preview, is fully upgraded Unmaker.
if I'm gonna shoot it here, well, I'm gonna...
Yeah,
waste
you
ammo.
are gonna run out of ammo. You can test this in your own like demonic prison back at the bottom if you wish to see for yourself how its effect is going to look like. But I think we'd rather save it for the next episode. What do you think?
Yeah, sure thing. And how am I going to get that last question mark? I mean, it's the last question mark.
On the ship itself that we haven't reached, we do not know how to get there.
Yep. How do you get there?
I guess by unlocking some of the secret stuff, perhaps destroy some of the wall or pass through some of the walls, but we do not see a clear pathway, or at least the pathway which is hidden, don't get me wrong, but which can be accessible from some of the different areas, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
once
because
again.
from here it doesn't seem like you can access it. It's the last cheat code, like... Yep.
It does look like you can jump on top of something to reach it. That you should, not can, but you should jump on top of something to reach it.
Interesting. On top of what am I going to be jumping?
I don't know.
Okay.
Then again, let's get to the command bridge and say what Sentinel, like, not the Sentinel, what am I saying? And say that what Resistances, yes, quote unquote Resistance has to say before we're going to end this
Attention.
episode.
This is an emergency broadcast from the Ark Resistance. Numerous reports from survivor cells across the globe are confirming that at some time within the last 24 hours, the demonic invaders have begun amassing in swarms near Gore nests. Ark scientists have theorized that this behavior is indicative of the arrival of a super predator, a world eater. Ark personnel advise all survivors remain in the safe zones.
So, World Eater, I'm assuming it's your icon of sin.
Yeah, new name for it.
Yeah, pretty much it.
Yep.
So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to end this episode. We are going to thank you, everyone who had watched previous one and are going to watch this episode in YouTube playlist later on, once we are going to upload it. We hope that you are going to like our gameplay stuff, our dual side commentary, our thoughts and insights on some of the aspects when it comes to lore, when it comes to aesthetics, when it comes to gameplay mechanics and such. You also can post your opinion or your take on it in the comment section down below and express your, like, what you think about the game in general when it comes to the stuff that you like, the stuff that you felt confusing or don't like at all, and also what you think about our visual audio stuff from the technical point of view, if it sounds, if it looks great, if there's a thing that still needs to improve, because we are operating upon your feedback and we are striving to make our videos, whether it be streams or the thing that we are recording directly to YouTube, more great in terms of the quality per se. So feel free to post anything that is on your mind in the comments, and we are gladly going to
Listen to all of your thoughts, opinions, your feedback.
and discuss some of it.
Yep. Remember, every voice matters, so don't be discouraged to, like, don't be afraid to post stuff. I mean, we won't bite you. We definitely are waiting for the feedback of viewers who are interested, and to us, I've said it many times, to us your feedback is very important, because it shows us whether we are doing stuff proper way or there is something that needs to be changed.
Additionally, if you like the video, you can leave a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, share it, all of that stuff. It makes more people to see that good content, and it just spreads the interest when it comes to our channel to a more wider audience. Do not forget that if you wish to stay up to date to all of the incoming future projects that I and my brother is going to make, whether it be edited videos, playthroughs that we are going to be doing on live streams or on off streams and record and upload them directly to YouTube, make sure that you are following on social links, Twitter or Facebook. The choice is yours, or Instagram to that matter. I think my brother had included it for a reason, and later on he is going to post the news that we are going to write upon when it comes to future projects there as well. So the option to choose or to select one of those is present. Anything more to add before the conclusion?
Well, you can check our Patreon.
Yeah.
If you'd like. You can hop on our streams if you are interested in our commentary and to see like those games that we are playing on stream. They are also exciting and might catch your interest. But that's going to be pretty much it.
Yeah, I think when it comes to Patreon, one important stuff that we forgot to mention is it has a unique perks and bonuses for each and every one of you who are willing to pledge a certain amount. Those bonuses include stuff like early access to edited video content without any advertisements, as well as Q&A videos and behind-the-scenes stuff. With that all said, once again, thank you everyone who are going to be watching this episode, and thank you for those who have already watched and had left a like on the previous one. We would like to say to you, take care guys, take care of your health, of the health of your relatives, especially in those dire times. Stay healthy, stay positive, and we will see you all in the next episodes. Bye guys!
Goodbye everyone, have a great time.